Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai. Call Halayim, La Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutation to the elect of the nation of Israel. I wanted to do a quick video regarding a video that a brother put on the WhatsApp, um, and basically it's uh, perpetuating the popularity of the chip, the micro RFID chip, and kind of moved my spirit to do a video on it. I wanted to record on my phone, but Satan is kind of getting in the way of that. So screen record so you can see the video. I suppose I'll just put the link in the description. It's pretty short, but I got a couple of scriptures lined up. So I'm just gonna go ahead and hop into it. Uh, this is Second Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 7. It says, For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And that mystery of iniquity is the American Empire. Okay, basically, Rome being revived and its deadly wound being healed. Is now being, is now in control over the entire earth. Okay, and that is that mystery of iniquity. The wicked. Okay, the man who is a power of the planet Earth right now. Okay, it says in only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and he shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Okay, so what is that talking about? Esau, the so-called white man, for all his atrocities that he's done, will be taken out. Okay, he's gonna be blown away. I got a account in Second Ezra to prove that. Okay, Second Ezra, book of Second Ezra, chapter 13, and verse 29. Yeah, Second Ezra 13 and 29. It says, Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth, and he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. Right? Because the scriptures say what? He's gonna come as a thief in the night, talking about Yahushua. Okay? And the so-called white man, that's his worst fear. You know, the Lord coming back. He has set his. You can tell by the way that he's created his empire, his world. Okay, all of it is expiring. These nations are getting mad at America. For all of the promises that is broken. Okay, all the ideas that were perceived as good. When you initially signed the contract, but now you see that it's coming back to bite you in the behind. And it only really benefits the Edomites. Um, you know, the earth is just completely in disarray. Okay, the reason why you're seeing all these wars and everybody getting annoyed and pissed off at America, why? It's because he's destroyed it. Okay, he destroyed the world. All of these animals have become extinct. All right, the earth is in a wacky state right now. Even the seasons are thrown off. You know, it's about to be November, and today was like 90 degrees outside. It's not supposed to be like that. All right. Uh, let's get back here in Second Ezra. It says, and he shall come to the verse 30, and he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth, and one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, and one realm against another. And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, which is applying to today, because as of right now, um, these nations, man, they're about ready to pull the trigger on America, man. You know, all of these proxy wars are ramping these other countries up. Okay, But America is soon gonna have to directly go to war with a another country that's you know in power over other countries. You know, point in case Russia, okay, or China, North Korea. You know, one of these countries, man, are gonna have their end. I'm sorry, they're gonna have their reach the max of their tolerance with America. Okay, verse 32. And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the signs shall happen, which I showed thee before, and then shall my son be declared, whom thou sawest as a man ascending, talking about Yahushua. And when all the people hear his voice, every man in their own land leave the battle. They have, I'm sorry. And when, I'm sorry again at verse 33. And when all the people hear his voice, every man shall in their own land leave the battle they have one against another. And an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together, as thou sawest them, willing to come and to overcome him by fighting. So they're going to gather together. The other nations are going to stop from fighting each other and are going to gather together to in one great army. Okay, imagine all the armies of the world coming together. That is what that's what's gonna go down. Okay. In the last days when Yahushua comes back with his chariots, all right, when he comes back to bring this judgment, man, it's not gonna be pretty, because those who have invested everything in this world are gonna fight for this world. Okay. But us not being of this world, um, like Yahushua was not of this world, we don't want this place to last any longer than it has to. Okay. We hasten the day that he comes back to fulfill this prophecy here. Okay. Um, let's see. Verse 35. But he shall stand upon the top of the Mount Zion, and Zion shall come, and shall be showed to all men, being prepared and builded, like as thou sawest the hill graven without hands. And this my son shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations, which for their wicked life are fallen into the tempest, and shall lay before them their evil thoughts, and the torments wherewith they shall begin to be tormented, which are like unto a flame, and he shall destroy them without labor by the law which is like unto fire. Okay, so the Lord is going to rebuke the wicked inventions of the nations. And what is that wicked invention? Okay, that's the well, first, the main wicked invention is that micro RFID chip. Okay, but even all these philosophies that led into that, all these false doctrines, are going to be destroyed as well. Okay, and that tempest is going to be them chariots and the missiles, thermonuclear missiles, man. Okay, it says they're going to be. It says going to be destroyed uh, without labor by the law, which is like unto fire. Okay, because of their wicked inventions. All right. Um. All right. So that's that on second Esdras. Let's go back. What was I in? Let's go to Ezekiel. Hold on. No, I'm sorry. Let's go back. Let's go back to Second Thessalonians chapter 2. I'm gonna start again at verse 8. It says, "And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth." Okay, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. All right, that's them laser beams. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan. Okay, who works for Satan? Okay, who is the seed of Satan? Huh? Well, that's the so-called white man. Okay, that's the nation of wicked men, of evildoers. Okay, and also 2/3 of our people. The Lord called his own people um, the devil. Okay. So anyone who's not, you know what? Let me just read it on down to verse 12. It says, verse 10, uh, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. Okay, and that shows right there that the truth is not for everybody, but it's for those who believe in Yahweh Shem Shai. Verse 11, and for this cause the Most High shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie. So those signs and lying wonders that are received by the so-called white man from the spiritual demon Satan are going to be believed by who? Those who are whose names are not written in the book in the book of life. Okay, uh, verse 12, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but have pleasure in unrighteousness. So anyone, not only those who created, this beast system that we're forced to partake in today, but those who enjoy it, those who prefer it over righteousness, okay, but and have pleasure in unrighteousness are going to be destroyed as well. Okay. All right, so let's get another one in Ezekiel. All right, this is Ezekiel chapter 28. I'm gonna start at verse 2. All right, Ezekiel 28 and 2, it says, "Thou son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, Thus saith Yahweh thy power, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am the Most High, I sit in the seat of the Most High, in the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man, and not the Most High. Though thou set thine heart as the Most High, behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee. Thy wisdom and with thy wisdom and with thine understanding thou hast gotten thee riches, and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures. By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic thou hast increased thy riches, and thine heart is lifted up because of thy riches." Okay, this is talking about the elite banking families. Okay, this is talking about the ideas that he took from the past the empires. Okay, and combined it to make one mega wicked empire. Okay, the mother of harlots. That's this empire here, and who's in charge of that? The so-called white man. It all points back to him. You know, Donald Trump trying to tweet and so-called expose pedophiles on Twitter when he's a pedophile himself. That's hypocrisy. All right, but he's lifted up. He's lifted up in pride because why? He's the so-called face of the most powerful nation on the planet. All right. Um, let's just keep reading in verse 6. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh your power, because, well, he's not the power of the Edomites, but he's our power. Because thou hast set thine heart as the heart of the Most High, behold, therefore I will bring strangers upon thee, and terribles of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness. Okay, and that is these other nations coming against Esau. Okay, to destroy it. All right, they're gonna fight and destroy each other. But as we just read, in the last days, before they completely destroy each other, they're gonna be gathered together in the valley of Jehoshaphat, Yahweh Shaphat. Okay, which is I believe it's the Lord's judgment. That is going to be their final stand. Okay, the battle of Armageddon, to where they're just completely obliterated, as we just read here. Okay, in Second Esdras, uh, it says in verse 8. Oh, hold on. Let me go back here. Verse 7. Behold, therefore I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, okay, and they shall defile thy brightness, which shows it right there. The people who are in the power seat today are the illuminated ones, the Illuminati, the bright ones, the brightness, the light bearers, Lucifer. Okay, all of those terms go back to uh, uh, those who are in the power seat. Okay, um, and verse 8, they shall bring thee down to the pit, and thou shalt die the deaths of men. I'm sorry, the deaths of them that are slain in the midst of the seas. Okay, yet thou wilt thou yet say before him that slayeth thee, I am the Most High? But thou shalt be a man and no power in the hand of him that slayeth thee. So the Most High is gonna look at you like in his palm of his hand, asking you. So you think you still God now, right? You think you still God now? As he's just tearing your behind up, okay? Because the Most High is he's holding the world in the pot. He doesn't even have to do that. But if he wanted to, he could he could crush it with one. He could do whatever he wants to anybody, man. Okay, he's a terrible power to mess with. Okay, he's a very fearful power. Um. All right, so uh, let's go to next scripture in Matthew chapter 24 and 24 verse 24. It says, uh, Matthew chapter 24 verse 23. Then if any man shall say unto you, Lo, here is Hamashiach, or there, believe it not. For there shall arise many false Hamashiachim, many false Mashiachim and false prophets, and shall show great signs. So an example of a false prophet, Joe Osteen. You got what's that guy named Elon Musk. Okay, he's all into the space thing. What's the guy in the chair? Stephen Hawking. Okay, all of these people who are preaching, are teaching or whatever, sharing that doctrine of whatever it is that is not according to the truth. That is a false prophet. Okay, and shall show great signs and wonders, especially those uh, the Pope. I don't know what Pope we're in right now, but you know, he's the face of pedophilia. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Donald Trump. All of these Edomite heads. That are in power right now. Who many millions of people trust in and hold in high regard. Are indeed false. You know, uh, false prophets, false messiahs, whatever you want to look at them as. They're not speaking the truth, okay, and they're showing great signs and wonders, with the chip, by flexing their military might. Donald Trump specifically, all of these uh, accomplishments that Esau has gotten uh, uh, by force, really by taking these other nations over by force, is is a is a lying wonder, okay, and a great sign. In so much that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect, okay, and we know that the elect are not going to be deceived, but anyone whose name is not written in the book of life is going to be taking that mark of the beast, okay, and they're going to get the consequences that is written for those who take that. Matter of fact, let's just go ahead and get that in Revelation. Revelation chapter 13. I'm gonna start at verse 3, okay? Because it's going into the mark, into the wonders, the wonders of the beast. Revelation 13:3. And I saw one of his heads, as it were, wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. Now that deadly wound that was healed, well, the wound originally was the time when the Edomites were, put down, also known as the Dark Ages, okay, and the Israelites were in rulership during that time, the, from a period about 1,000 years, about 380 to 1300 AD, until the Renaissance period, okay, and the Renaissance period was a rebirth of humanistic ideas of classical antiquity, what they call classical, which is really just the Greco-Roman way of thinking and philosophies, which is, now what you see today, the fruit of Edomite supremacy, okay, which is now reared its ugly head, okay. So that's that healing of that deadly wound. Um, it says, and all the world wondered after the beast, okay, and the beast is the beast system is being put in high regard, okay. As is written in verse 4, it says, and they worship the dragon which gave power unto the beast, okay. And I want to say that dragon is the nations that are in power right now, the Greeks, the Romans, Spanish, the French, Germania Major, Germania Minor, and the British, which is the nation that America came out of. Okay, and let's see. It says, and they worship the dragon which gave power unto the beast, and they worship the beast, saying, "Who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him?" Okay, so they're boosting the beast, saying that uh, uh, you know nobody can destroy this empire that we have set up here. All right, which is false. We already know. We already read it in Second Ezra's, what the end game is going to be. All right. Um, verse 5. And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies. Okay, what is that blasphemy? Iconoclasm. Case in point. All right, painting the paintings, to destroy the images of the people who were in rulership before you, which are the so-called, I'm sorry, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who are the Israelites. Okay, Esau, after he came into power, he uh he spoke blasphemies. Okay, um uh it says in verse 6, I'm gonna read it again. Oh no, I'm sorry. Verse 5, and there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given to him to continue 40 and 2 months. Let me get a precept in Daniel chapter 4. Let's see. Okay, and it shows that the Most High is in control of all of this madness is going on right now. Okay, he set it up and he's gonna tear it down. This Daniel chapter 4, verse 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. Okay, and who's that base man that the earth is given into? That the earth is given unto? Take a guess. Who's in rulership right now? The so-called white man. All the fingers point back to him. Okay. I want to skip down to verse 16. It says, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark, an incision, charagma, in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had a mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name." Now, in the video that I'm going to put in the description, which is what inspired me to do this video, Esau has, well, it's probably a Jake that is actually presenting it, but Esau's idea to put a chip in the brain or in the forehead of a cow, just to know what it's thinking. But this is all to prove. I'm sorry. This is all to perpetuate an agenda, a new world order agenda, to for you to accept that mark. And once you do, you're gonna get destroyed. Okay. All right. Uh, let's see. Let me go to Job chapter 9. I suppose we can close it out on that. Job chapter 9. Okay. All right. Job chapter 9. We'll start at verse 1. Then Job answered and said, I know it is so of a truth, but how should a man be just with the Most High? If he will contend with him, he cannot answer him one of 1,000. So Esau is going to try to fight against them. I'm sorry, fight against the Most High. He's going to try to make every excuse possible. Well, he already has done that. You know, he's put us in subjection and said, "Well, I'm God. That's his excuse. And if you don't like it, get over it." You know, we just read it in Ezekiel chapter 28. All right, he's exalted himself as the Most High. All right. But Esau, will not be able to answer one 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 question of the Most High when it comes to why are you doing those things that are destroying the world? You know, well the answer is because he's made to do that. He's the devil. Okay. Um. Verse 4. He is wise in heart and mighty in strength. Who hath hardened himself against him and hath prospered. The Most High is the one who created wisdom. He's the one who created strength. Okay, so perfect example. Hardening your heart against the Most High. Pharaoh, look at him, man. The Most High made him harden his heart so he could destroy them, so he could destroy him and the pretty much all of the Egyptians. Okay, uh, and that was all for the glorification of his name, and that's ultimately why he's doing all of this. Okay, to glorify his name. Okay, and his son is going to do that. So all we have to do is give the glory to his son. Okay, who is Yahweh Shai, and his son is going to give the glory to the Father, Yahweh. Okay, and that's what we're set up here to do. The men of the Lord are set up to sigh and cry, point out all the wickedness and abominations that are done in the midst of this Babylon the Great. Okay, uh, and so with that, I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutation to the elect of the nation of Israel. Until next time, Shalom.